Hello everybody and welcome to Joe's BBQ House. Today we're going to be doing some smoked salmon, chicken wings, all on the mobile smoker. Normally I start out with my oak wood, which is what I use to heat this unit up. It won't take long to maintain that, so I'm going to go ahead and use my cherry to start the pit, which here I'll show you in a minute when we go to fire this thing up. And we're going to go about 150 degrees, then we'll put the fish on for about a couple hours. Keep in mind that I did do a brine last night, which included brown sugar, salt, and pepper, okay? If you guys want to see a full video on how I do smoked salmon, leave a comment below and let me know. And I'll show you guys how I do the whole process. Everybody loves it. I haven't had one complaint on this smoked salmon that I do. It's a pretty common recipe, but I do it a little bit differently than from videos I've saw and things like that. But the times in the pit are about the same. Always remember, everybody, safety first. Anytime you're firing up one of these pits, you're gonna want at least a fully charged fire extinguisher and or a garden hose on hand. Here's the wood that I use. I had a couple loads come in yesterday. Really good guy that comes with his payloader and dumps it in my driveway, and I just go ahead and stock up. As you can see, this here is my oak pile, and then over here you can see on the other side is my cherry. Normally I use this oak wood here to heat the pit to get it up to temp, or even if I'm foiling. But here, the cherry is what I use for the flavor, which works out great. But today I'm going to be using this cherry only because it won't take long for this pit to get up to 150 degrees. That's why I'm starting out with cherry, to get that flavor directly onto that salmon. So my plan of attack here is to get the salmon done. Should only take, like I said, 2 hours, which should put me at about, I'd say 2 o'clock, 2 p.m. Central Time. I'm going to crank this baby up and get it up to about 275, and we're going to add the wings and the pork chops. All right, everybody, check this out. I talked to my builder, Dean. It's a great fabricator. The guy knows his stuff. If you guys can see and give you an idea how big this thing is, this pit is leveled out. My driveway does pitch, okay? And sorry for the wind noise. I don't know if it's gonna interrupt this clip here, but it is pretty windy out. But this will give you a good idea of the size of the pit. I finally figured out what I want to do to the front half of this smoker. Originally on that side, I was gonna have a vertical smoker there. Then over here was gonna be a griddle plate, and it would measure about almost 60 inches wide and 3.5 foot in to this half mark here on this pit, to where I could smoke my steaks and everything. And then there'll be a firebox course on the bottom, and then over here would be a 36-inch by 36 griddle plate where I could sear them. Well, I'm thinking I got plenty of room to smoke over here, right? So I don't really need that setup here. But the griddle, yes, that would be nice. Then over here on this side, I was gonna have a chamber here where I could hang meat and have a firebox, or like a firebox, but it'd be like more of a char griller, to where I'd have a grate here to where I could sear steaks or burgers, hot dogs, whatever I want for large events. Or I could have rods hanging here. I had the stacks all figured out how I was gonna do all this. They have a meat hanging mod for doing all kinds of ribs. Probably could throw 100, if not 150 slabs of ribs, you know, hung on these hooks within this area here. And then I started thinking, those warming boxes on the back side, he designed a carousel that he's working on to where I could hang meat in there. I just have to pull the racks out, and he's gonna put a ash pan and fire rack on the bottom of the warming boxes. That way I can hang my ribs in there, and I could probably hang at least 20 ribs, you know, within that area, if not maybe even 50 ribs per box, which is fine. And I could turn that into my meat hanging source on the back side of those warming boxes. All right, so got that figured out. So what I'm gonna do here, there's a few YouTubers out there that had not really convinced me, because technically what I'm about to tell you, it was my original idea, and I'll explain to you why I changed my mind. Well, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to have 2 monster Santa Maria grills, okay? It's going to be completely different from anything else that's out there. The reason why that I had stopped that original idea was because if I'm at an event and I got all these hot ambers and both of these fire racks down here, if I'm at an event and I got hot coals here, you know, I can't leave. Ambers will just be flying everywhere, right? So that won't work. So I decided to cut out an area on one side or the other and have it to where I could scrape all the coals, like empty the rack. I have a foldable rack where I could scrape them down into the bottom of the pit and then scrape them into a box and then slide a lid over to where now I could travel safely without ambers flying everywhere. But the way this thing's going to be set up is basically your standard Santa Maria. I'll have the handle over here, you know, to raise and lower the rack, and I'm going to have my fabricator customize a spit rod that comes around. Now this is going to be heavy duty. The rotisserie motor isn't going to be, it's going to be like this but smaller. These here motors come with gear reduction boxes. They're like 450 bucks just for this motor and gear reduction, but these things last for years. I know I'm not going to have any problems with it. But for the rotisseries here, I won't need a heavy duty motor like this, okay? I won't need that. But it'll be still like a Dayton motor, but it'll just be a smaller one of this kind. And we're gonna mount that over here, and we're gonna have it to where I can rotisserie 2 hogs. So there'll be one here and then one over on the other side. All in the open. I think it's gonna be phenomenal. All this painted black you see on the side here, it'll all be wrapped in stainless for sanitary purposes, looks, and easier to clean, because as most of you guys know that own these smokers, once you get any grease or anything on this black paint, it's going to stay there, it's going to stain, and it just pretty much is permanent. Well, I don't want that. Stainless steel can be polished, cleaned, and look great, okay? There you have it. I don't know when it's going to be completed. We just talked last week, or I'm sorry, a few days ago when we came and took all the measurements of what I wanted to do. But there's going to be other things done. There's going to be a panel here to where I could switch on and off, because right now I have to plug it into an extension cord. This was just temporary. He's going to have a setup here with a panel where I can have a switch to turn the motor on and off, and it'll also have like a gang box to where I could plug a generator in, my house current in, and it'll also have a box with 110, 120 volt receptacles to where I could plug in outdoor lights or anything, pretty much, you know, just whatever I want to put in there. If I'm plugging a refrigerator or something, have it off to the side if I'm going to be on a weekend event. Lighting, you know, just anything you want. Also, in the front of the half, in front of the propane tanks, there'll be a control knobs, because all the propane tanks are going to do is be more like a light assist for each place where I'm going to be building a fire. So in other words, in my fire boxes, I'm going to have, there's 2 ports already there. The gas lines are ran. We just got to get it all installed. But it'll be to where I can control the flow of propane from the front and also in the back when I go to light it. Because naturally you don't want to light here and walk all the way to the back and light it up and cause an explosion, right? 2 points or 3 points, the tank, then a control knob for the, you know, for like a whole main, and then I'll have the adjusters in the back as well. So then I could turn on there and then light it. So there's just kind of give you guys an idea of what this thing's going to be. I would assume that the top part of the Santa Maria will come up to about here somewhere. And then however he's going to do the rotisserie, I don't know. He's the thing on that. I just tell him what I want and then he just builds it. This guy is incredible. And of course, I have a fire extinguisher there that I keep on hand. He's also going to put a mount for that as well. And another thing, see this big storage box here? That thing there is going to be split, and I'm going to put the styrofoam inserts around, and I'll have it so like from here over and then half that side over. I'm going to have one side to where I could put cans of beer, and the other side a bunch of pop for the kids, like miscellaneous stuff. And then in the center portion is going to be just like a storage area. But we'll see, because that can all change. But so far it'll be a 2-part cooler, 1-part storage. And again, when I put the insulation, you know, cut it out to fit in where I want it, he's going to weld me up some inserts to put in there. So it'll be well insulated and everything. So I just wanted to share that with you. Or what I might do, because I still have time to think about this, is take the same partition of this box, and if I could find pony kegs that could fit in each one, then I could take the center section and have it where the CO2s would stay. I could have this design either way I want, and I'll have taps coming out the side here. So one could be pop and the other side could be beer, and we'll just do like pony kegs. I just got to get measurements to see if it'll work. If not, it's just going to be a cooler based, and of course there'll be drain valves where I could drain them out. There's a lot more that's going to be done to this smoker, but it's going to take me time, because obviously, as most of you know, this is not cheap. It's an investment that I am setting myself up for when I go to retire from my job, which is going to be in about 9.5 years. And I can't wait. But then again, I can, because I love my job. Not a lot of people can say that, so I enjoy staying there. I've been there for many years, so what I have invested in there, I'm just going to stick it out and ride it out. Just like that, it'll be that time to retire. That'll give me plenty of experience on this smoker. As most of you know, it's made out of 1/2-inch, 1/4-inch mobile smoker that'll last me my lifetime and my kids' lifetimes. That's why I built this to last. That's why I invested this money. And of course, when I go to retire, I will be taking this on full time, and I can't wait for that. I have a lot of dreams of what I want to do. I do take on cooks for friends and family. Let's go ahead and get this salmon on, and we'll see you in a little bit. All right, everybody, so what we got going on here, I pulled these fillets out of my refrigerator, and they've been sitting out here for about 10 minutes just drying off. And as you can see, they're nice and firm. But what I'm going to do here is go ahead and get them placed in the smoker. We are now up to temp, and let these go for about 2 hours, and I'll show you what they look like. All right, everybody, so what I had done is put the fish in the smoker. I put it on the bottom rack as you saw earlier, and we're going to set a timer for 2 hours and go from there. All right, everybody, here I want to show you something. Now this has been going on, this has been on for about 10 minutes now, and what I'd like to show you is we are right at 150 degrees here. We're about 100 and maybe 53 degrees here, but that's going to be common because my fire comes in from this side. But what's really impressive, if you come over here and look, we're right at 151 degrees, and here we're at right at 150 degrees. So basically it's all running 150 degrees, which is very impressive for this pit, being its massive size and the little tiny fire that I have in the firebox. But I just wanted to show you guys that this thing does maintain temps, and I absolutely love this machine. All right, everybody, we are now 20 minutes into this cook, and I just want to show you that all the gauges are now reading exactly 150 degrees, which is perfect. I should have, I guess, gave it 20 more minutes before I put them on, but it's not going to hurt anything. But I just wanted to show you how even that these chambers run, top and bottom. All right, everybody, we have about 20 minutes left in this cook. And I just want to show you here the little fire I have in here to maintain those temperatures. Pretty much just ambers burning, a little bit of unburnt wood for flavor. That's it, that little bit of fire there, which the hot ambers is what's making the temp stay true. And that's it. Okay, everybody, time's up. It's been 20 minutes. Go ahead and show you what the final results look like. It's not that hot at 150 degrees, so I'm all good here. I'm not sure if you guys can pick up this color here. Let me go ahead and get you guys a little close up. There we go. So I'm not sure if you guys can see the color here, but I'm going to tell you right now, it's got a nice red, like mahogany look to it. And that redness, I believe, is from the brine. But these babies are ready to pull. And like I said before, if you want to see the full recipe on how I do this, I will do a video strictly on salmon. But there you have it, guys. I'm going to take this and put it in a foil pan. My sister-in-law will be here in approximately 10 minutes to pick this up. That will give it plenty of time to cool down just a little bit. And I'm telling you, this here, it looks, I can just eat that right now. I'm sure she'll give me one of the fillets to try out, you know, which I already know it's going to taste good. But regardless, I'm going to put it in a foil pan and get the foil over it. And by the time she gets here and gets home, she'll be serving her up some smoked salmon. All right, everybody, here you'll see that we have 122 wings on one rack. I can fit more if I want to crunch them up a little bit. This is for dinner tonight. I do have a 1,000 wing cook to do Thursday next week. And I know I can fit at least 125 per rack, which therefore I can easily do 1,000 wings on this half of this mobile smoker. Now, the best part about this is I'm donating my time to the 2019 Red Devils football team, which is the Lowell High School, and I can't wait to do it. They're going to supply the wings, and I'm going to season them, cook them. I'm going to have this smoker over there in their parking lot. I cannot wait. You guys just don't believe how excited I am about this. This here is just to see what I could fit. I've done this before, and I believe it was 250 wings that I had the last cook that you saw in the Labor Day parade for the Labor Day cook that I did for the family. And I guessed about 250 wings for 2 racks. So yeah, this is going to be a piece of cake. So I'm going to go ahead and shut this down. We're going to run temps about 300 degrees and see how long it takes to cook these. Now I know when I go to do 1,000 wings, it's going to probably take a little bit more time. But then again, this is all, I have never done 1,000 wings in one cook. And I do apologize for the lighting. It's dark out now. It's been a few hours since I do apologize for the lighting. My brother-in-law, I thought it was my brother-in-law came and picked up the salmon, which I thought was going to be my sister-in-law. So the salmon was picked up from my family. I didn't get any feedback yet. I don't know if they're still partying or whatever. So we're going to sit here and I'm going to set a timer and see how long these babies take. And we'll go from there. Okay, everybody. So what I did is I got this timer here, which is a kitchen, it's a multi-timer, which is so awesome. If you guys don't have this app, you got to get it. I'll show it in another video. But here, I got 1 hour here. So I'm going to set the timer, start for 1 hour. Now here, I'm just going to hit a start because I like to have an up timer. Okay, if you guys can see that. This is just an up timer. This one here is a countdown. This is going to be my total time that I had since I put them on the rack. This one here is just going to buzz off so I don't lose track of time. All right. But we'll be back in 1 hour and we'll see how these chicken wings are doing. All right, everybody, our 1 hour's up. We've been running about 250 degrees with 122 wings. Hold on. All right, so what I had to do is go grab my gloves. Gonna take a look at these. Well, they don't look bad. I mean, they're browning up very nice. If you guys can see that. But I could tell just by looking at them that they're not finished. They're cooking evenly. They smell great. But I could just tell just by looking that they're not ready. So that was 1 hour gone. We need to do at least another, I would say another 20 minutes. We're going to come back and check on these. Okay, so as you can see, we're going to set the timer for 30 more minutes and going to go ahead and set the stopwatch, the count up timer. All right, everybody, we are now 1 hour and 31 minutes into this cook. I wish I would have left that timer alone and jumped down to this timer and just let this thing roll out for that whole hour and 30 minutes. But you guys seen it before in the previous clip. We're gonna go ahead and check these wings. Now we're an hour and a half in, and I do apologize for the darkness. All right, well, I do apologize. You guys can't see the color on these, but I'm gonna tell you right now that, okay, they're really hot. Now, if these took an hour and a half to cook, I'm gonna have to say 1,000 wings in this pit. It's gonna probably take 2 hours, but I'm gonna have to prep this pit, I think about 400 degrees, open it up, dump the wings up on the racks, shut it, and then let it go. Because it doesn't matter if you flip them or not, they're all gonna look the same, okay? I wish I could show you in better lighting, okay? But I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna take a bite. So I'm gonna go ahead and take a bite of this wing here. My God. Super hot, very good. Nice and crispy. All right, everybody, it was kid approved. So what's gonna happen is we're gonna have naked, which is just what my dry rub, the Joe's BBQ House dry rub. And then we're gonna do some sweet. But my wife is trying to convince me to do 3 different types of flavors. We're gonna try to do my regular dry, and then we're gonna do a sweet, and sort of like a mild hot, but we'll see when that time comes. I would just really like your guys' opinion. I mean, look at that color. I know you guys can't see that, but that, oh, everything's fall at the bone. And what matters is that my kids approve of it. It's so awesome. And I cannot wait to show you guys. But I just want you guys to see, it took an hour and a half for these wings to turn out perfect. And that was only 1 rack. Now, like I said, I've done 225 wings before, but I never actually timed it. And yeah, actually I will have a better solution. I'll get my pizza spatula to rake these out. I have time, so I'm all good for now. I just want to see how these are gonna all, you know, like for 122 wings here, just want to see how they're going to all fit in this 1 foil pan, so I could count up the foil pans I'm going to need for 1,000 wings, which I think will probably be maybe 6 or 7 full foil pans, I want to guess, because they're going to be eating them right away. I really do apologize for the lighting, guys. I really do, because this is so good. I'm telling you guys. Cannot beat a wood fire on any kind of meat, no matter what. Okay, I'm going to try to give you guys a better look. I'm not sure if it'll focus in on it. Wow. Perfect. All right, everybody. I really hope you enjoyed this, and wish me luck Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, because like I said, Thursday I got those 1,000 wings to cook, and I also have a wedding to do for Saturday, and that'll include, well, just stay tuned. Thanks, and have a great day.